overriding feeling of Little Birch, I think, is one of calmness. We sought to create the term resort vibes, domestic ease when developing this project. And from the outset, we sat down together and decided that we wanted the space to focus on the bespoke detail, somewhere we could celebrate the craft and the work that goes into delivering a house and seeing the detail resolved in a way commensurate to the property. I'm Peter Ahern, director and co-founder of buck&simple, and I was the lead architect of where we are today, Little Birch. Little Bay is typified by some pretty dramatic coastline. So while a semi-urban environment, it actually is exposed to all the things that come with that kind of Sydney coastline. There's a lot of things to consider in terms of weathering and making sure that the ultimate design is fit for purpose and suitable for the site conditions. This home really needed to give them room to grow, somewhere as a young family where they were currently living in an apartment with a small baby and a dog, and alongside that they needed a change of pace, that they were seeking to get out of where they were into a home that felt relaxed and comfortable and inviting. The exterior of the home draws upon brutalist cues to create a counterpoint to the mishmash of typologies common in the streetscape. We really wanted the entry sequence for the property to give a hint at what lay beyond. The lush landscaping, those moments of detail as you approach the front door. We were really able to have some fun with the detailing. We took one staircase and approached it as a sculptural element, kind of cascading between floors. And another we approached as a ribbon-like connection, creating that sense of movement. The sculptural staircase is a reference to Carlo Scarpa, which came up in both our and the client's love of celebrating the detail and expressing concrete in its true form. Moving through the living spaces, we used the kitchen as an anchor point, set below an expanding void that we really wanted to create a sense of drama in the dining area. What we were really chasing was an open plan that didn't feel open plan. We wanted to create a sense of separate spaces in quite a small footprint. From there, we really pushed into having large openings that were dramatic in pulling the landscape within the home and kind of thrusting that living space into the landscape itself. The backyard space is compact, and the brief was to really maximize that living and entertainment area. The client loves to entertain, so we wanted to kind of get all those elements in that can really extend the amenity of the home. So having a pool, having a great outdoor cooking space is something that were paramount to their brief. And we wanted to make sure that even within such a tight footprint, we could fit those spaces and have them work well together, talk as one space when needed. We tried to balance the program of having spaces that worked for entertaining, but also delivered that sense of calm, that sense of oasis that was kind of our initial starting point for the project. We wanted a sense of lushness and a sense of retreat, that you could be anywhere. We worked with a great team of landscapers who were able to channel that to the right species and location for each plant, and the result is amazing. We wanted the home to be able to be trimmed to the weather. Large openings that can channel airflow within the building, broad awnings to protect from sun, but also adverse weather. And to really maintain that connection with the outdoors, even when the weather comes in, which is quite typical in the Sydney region. One of the most beautiful moments within the home is the interplay of light throughout the day and watching it change as the shadows move. In 5 to 10 years, I hope to really see the family growing into the space, utilising each area for its intended purpose, and really kind of enjoying those moments of craft, the detail we imbued, and seeing those elements stand the test of time.
you.